So I want to open up the floor to a couple of questions from the audience. Do you guys have any questions for Joe or Judd about AI, data science, in that direction?
Or homelessness, I'll talk about that.
Well, we'll keep it to AI unless you can relate homeless, I don't know, if you're going to give them computers and teach them programming. What's your name?
James, how do you feel about Google getting into the China market? And where do you think that's headed?
Okay, Google's been in the market for probably China's been in the market for the last 7 to 10 years. As a company, we actually go over to China and actually buy search traffic on an IO basis, a search and order basis, in order to actually get cheaper environments for our clients in the US. So I think it's great that they're actually entering it. It actually, opens up or widens the market on a global perspective. I don't think there's any danger. Again, I look at China as a competitor as if the person next to me is competing in the same marketplace. They're going to create technology or opportunity that we're going to eventually use.
But if they're getting out of, like, they didn't renew our contract with Pentagon, if they're pulling out of our government and putting their resources in the Chinese government,
Yeah.
you don't find any problem with that. The downside with our nation's interests, even though we built Google.
So
They're pulling out of our government.
I agree with you, but I know a little bit too much about that. I don't think we actually pulled out of the market. I don't think we actually did everything that you're hearing about that we did do, or the dangers or repercussions are actually created from that. So we can talk about that offline, but am I concerned about it? I'm not.
Thank you. Judd, what do you think about this?
Well, Google is still here. Google's not pulling out of the US. Google's just not participating in Project Maven, which there's a big difference between that and them trying to get into China. They're also in lots of other countries where search is censored. I don't know if that's really as bad as, I don't think it's as bad as everyone makes it out to be, but it definitely is kind of scary, right? Like if you go to China and you search on Baidu for like Tiananmen Square massacre, all the results that come up on the front page there are literal bullshit, just made up propaganda talking about how it's just like a made up Western capitalist conspiracy. And that's pretty crazy that Google is now like furthering that agenda essentially. Literally the top result if you search for Tiananmen Square there, like a year ago when I did, was an article talking about how first of all it's a capitalist conspiracy, and second of all those protesters who got massacred deserved it, which is kind of the cognitive dissonance going on there is kind of crazy because they're saying that it didn't happen and then they're saying that the people who got killed deserved it. Pretty weird.